All right, everyone, we have a new trailer to react to, and it's for a film I've been really looking forward to, A Quiet Place, Day 1. And I'm a big Quiet Place fan. I'm a sucker for a good creature feature. And John Krasinski's two Quiet Place movie, Part 1 and Part 2, I think have been fantastic. Those have been some of my favorite sci-fi creature feature movies in quite some time, the last few years. And I'm excited eventually for Part 3, but now we're getting a prequel. And it's not directed by John Krasinski. It's directed by Michael Sarnoski, who previously did a movie I really enjoy a couple years ago called Pig with Nicolas Cage. I thought that was a great film. And even though it was not what the marketing was kind of pitching it as, it was more of an examination on how people choose to deal with grief. But there was a lot of like horror imagery in that trailer, and some really cool, like seemingly like some cool action stuff. And people were going like, "Is this an action movie? Is it a horror film?" And it wasn't actually that. But based on just how that movie was shot, it made me think like, "Oh, I can see this guy potentially do a horror film." And lo and behold, he was chosen to direct this prequel sequel to the Quiet Place franchise. And again, prequels very hit and miss, a lot of the times miss, but we have gotten some good prequels in the past. And I have been looking forward to this trailer for quite some time. I have not seen anything from it. I know people have been pointing out their reactions, but I have not seen a single frame of this. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'll come back with my thoughts, and I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on the trailer as well, and also just on the Quiet Place franchise, what you think about it. Whether you like it, you dislike it, let me know. But let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer. So I'm using footage from the original films, I imagine. Yep. That's part 2. Day 1. Oh, it's very loud. Those monsters won't like that. Star in New York. Oh, gotcha. Gosh, a smorgasbord. Ooh, looks like he got this looks awesome. Shut the fuck up. You must be quiet! Djimon Hounsou. Oh, there's probably hundreds if not thousands of them. Millions of them. Run, Joseph Quinn, run! Run, Eddie! Oh, look at that. Just the scale, and it's only in theaters this June. Yeah, I mean, all the imagery here looks very impressive. Looks like they also have a much bigger budget. The limited budget for the first film, obviously worked in its benefit, and we got some more money for the sequel, of course. But this one looks to be even more epic and increased in scale. Kind of taking a page maybe from James Cameron's Aliens, whereas the originally Ridley Scott movie that was more intimate. It was very much a gothic horror slasher in space. Aliens was a sci-fi war horror movie, and it looks like that is very much the case here. This is very apocalyptic in nature. Very feels very much like maybe their own twist on like a zombie apocalypse movie where the infection happened to take over the city and just infrastructure we're seeing it all fall apart on day 1. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. I love what Sarnoski did with Pig, and just his imagery and his storytelling there. Hope he applies that same effort to here. I expect he absolutely will. I like the cast. Lupita Nyong'o is obviously an enormously talented actress. Joseph Quinn, of course, who, people may not recognize the name, but you recognize the face. Of course, he played Eddie in Stranger Things season 4. I think did a great job there. I think he's going to be featured in a lot more stuff over the next couple of years, if, certain Marvel rumors are to be believed. But great to see him here. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just a lot of these creatures like interact in a city environment. We haven't really gotten that from A Quiet Places. It's been out in the country, it's been in the small towns, and now it's just up its scale. Now it's this, it's all of New York City, and I imagine we're just gonna, as we saw in the trailer, just see the city completely ripped apart. Just infrastructure crashing on itself, skyscrapers coming down, all these bridges are burning. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm very excited about this, but what about you guys? What did you think of the first trailer for A Quiet Place Day 1? Are you a fan of the previous entries in the franchise? Are you a sucker for a good creature feature like me? And are you also looking forward to eventually A Quiet Place Part 3, which I imagine we'll be getting sometime in the future from John Krasinski? Still looking forward to that, but hey, I'm sure this will tide us over, and I'm, as you can tell, I'm very excited. But what about you guys? Please go ahead and let me know, and I'll see you next time.